Have you ever questioned everything you ever learned until now? You are not alone. Welcome to Mystical Mavericks, a tribe that embraces your uniqueness and superpower. Discover how you can access your innate gifts and create a reality of fulfillment, purpose, and passion. Are you ready to go within to win? Discover the keys to success on The Mystical Maverick Show.
Bonjour, Mystical Mavericks. We have another great episode coming up, and our guest is super, enlightened. And I'm just very excited because she holds in her a lot of the yumminess of the sacred divine feminine. And we're so grateful that she's able to come in, to step into her light, to share with you and to share with me her wisdom, going, in the process of her own journey and then on the higher path to success. So, Elle Ullmann. Elle Ullmann is an American entrepreneur, media mogul, tech investor, and undoubtedly the queen of networking. She is the founder of Melt Music and Media Agency, a full-service marketing, technology, and licensing conglomerate, and the creative visionary behind Combat Sports Agency, a marketing agency building authentic personal brands. Her recently launched Elleverse is a metaverse platform embodying female empowerment. The sky is the limit for this dynamic entrepreneur. Wow. Elle, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Elle is like the fire like this that transmit wisdom. It's sacred divine feminine. That's what the vibration is for you. It's not a name. It's not a name at all. I know who you are. I know I see you. Before you got here, I knew. I don't have to look at you to know you. So your true name, you burn before body name, burn. Books, burn. Form, burn. Then when it becomes very empty, this cup of everything you thought you knew, then you burn it. Then this name appears like this from beyond the screen of consciousness. There's your name. And this name, as anything in the container of consciousness, is object, non-permanent, which is suffering, desire, 5 senses. You declare like this that you are eternal with that name, Elle, like this, and you raise consciousness. So wherever you go, somebody calls you like this from the distance. They say, Elle, Elle. They already part of this journey. And then by just saying your name, it's healing to them. Do you understand? So your Elle name is now permanent.
Oh, I love this because the truth is it was based in Elleverse is about a feminine universe. So, that's actually why I created Elleverse. It was all things feminine. And I've always been a perpetual entrepreneur to help young entrepreneurs thrive in the world. So when you say this, it's just right. It's very consistent with who I am. And it speaks to my vision as to where I feel the universe wants me to go. And I've always said the universe really guides me. I do what I love, but I do it for a higher purpose to really help people because I enjoy it.
Yes. And we're going to get into it because having you here is fresh. I don't know your name before, never seen you picture, never did any research because I work that way. I don't work in future. I don't work in intention, which is already past future like this. It's here now. So prior of you being here, I have no prior idea, notions, or beliefs about you. I cannot make up my mind. You know what I mean? So when you show up, it's very clear who you are, because I have no perceived idea prior to meeting you.
Oh,
It's
I love
like
that. Love
fresh.
it.
And what's fresh is sacred divine consciousness. And this is your journey. This is your purpose. This is your
Oh, you have a
purpose.
true stream of consciousness. Oh my, I love that.
And this is your purpose. And this is what you are here to do, because you've done it before. Now, by doing it, you go through and to the self. Before you did many cycle in samsara, coming here, coming, going, coming, going. It's karma, right? This lifetime, finito. You accomplish now. You do it now. You take action and you finish this thing that you tried for a long time. But because you raises your consciousness to fit what's going on, now you're able to do it. Because now you have all the tools. You have your temple that is correct in alignment. You can see yourself in the mirror. It's very correct in alignment with what you do, because you look like a goddess. It's not a coincidence that you look like this. It's not a coincidence.
You use my favorite word. So a story I have to tell is it's actually when David Meltzer said to me, no coincidence. So please do ask me about this as we proceed. When you say, it's like they're my two of my words, no coincidence. It's about a higher purpose.
It's about here now being radically into who you are, which is self. Is nothing come before and after. Because if something come before, or even, oh, I have the intention to do this and that, which most people do for success, whatever success meant for them, and we'll discuss that. For you is no more procrastination, no more thinking, I have to empower the mind or this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I do.
Good.
I feel like I'm getting a reading.
No, I just want to what you call confirm what you already know. It's not a reading, and all these things is the spiritual.
But you seem to know who I am much deeper. It's not about the outside. It's much more who actually who I am, what my personality is.
Yes, of course. I see everything because I don't see with the physical eyes. I only see through divine eye. I don't have this thing is following me because I have to be here on this planet. But I'm not this form. I just borrow it like this. But I don't see from my physical eyes. I saw you before seeing you. This is why I'm able to tell you those things that are very true, accurate.
So I believe in this energy very much. So you're talking about.
You're very beautiful.
I know it's true. And you asked me earlier before we came on if I was married, and my husband's almost the opposite. So I have this energy, this being, this seeing, this a reason for a higher purpose. And I used to say, I'm going to send you good energy. And he's Norwegian and very strict. And he's like, what are you speaking of?
Yeah, he's the opposite.
And I just grew up with really, I believe in frequencies and energy. I can feel them in people. And I sit in a room when I, even for like board meetings, one of the reasons I'm there is to feel the energy and to process it of other people at the table, because I can tell when there's good intentions, or I can just feel if we're going the right direction together. And it's something that people don't realize, because they're very focused on pitching the product. But I really
no, they're not focused on pitching the product. They're focused on the future. They're focused on the thinking.
I like this.
They're not focused on the product. If they were focused on the product, I think it would be a good thing. But they're so focused on what's going to happen or not going to happen, or circumstances, this is not the focus of the product. They're not
I
here.
like that they're focused on thinking. I like this very much, this perceptive.
Good.
I actually will reevaluate some of the things I'm thinking
Good.
that, you know, I perceive in these meetings when you say this,
Good.
because I do think that this is accurate, honestly.
Yeah, it is very true. And there's 9 billion people. It's not, there's no confusion about it, no matter if they make money or not, or if they have objects or not. They are focused on thinking. Therefore, they are limiting themselves. That's it. They're limiting because the mind is very limited. They're very limited. So you're there as a bridge. And because of your frequency, you know, you don't have to say much and do much, huh?
Yeah.
Just being there in your own presence of self, which is Guru God like this, you don't have to say much. Sometimes you have to, but less is more in this process, because they are so involved with the mind noise, infobesity, that you almost like have to be interfering with their process, their suffering. It's almost like, you know, like you're like a guard.
So you say that it's so interesting. So I was going to speak at an event in Miami, and for some reason it was with the presidents of the largest music companies in the world, and it was about music, NFTs, and somewhere between Boca and Miami, I became terrified. I've never gotten terrified to speak on stage. And I called my son, and then I said to David Meltzer, I texted him, I'm in this crazy traffic. And I said, what do I do to get rid of butterflies? I've never had butterflies, right? And I almost thought, I can't remember my name. I said, why am I speaking with the presidents of Universal and Sony? I don't understand what I'm doing on this stage, right? And he said 2 words. He texted back, no coincidence. And I thought to myself, oh, I'm there for a different purpose. I'm there to help somebody or meet somebody. It's not, and you know, I went in with that, like, to listen, to feel, to hear those people speaking to me. And it was so wildly successful. It was crazy. Like, I had forgotten all about anything other than the reason that I was there, for a much bigger purpose, to help somebody. And it was, so I always say, no coincidence. It's about a higher purpose. It's about the universe calling for something else.
And very few people can, there is no understanding what you're talking about and what we are embarking in this investigation. This is not an interview. I couldn't give a shit, excuse my French, about interviewing anybody. This is not where, I don't live in that world of interview. You understand?
Absolutely.
This is not where I live. I don't care. This is about how do we investigate and be out of the way and let whatever is pure reveal itself to itself, through itself, and be that the teaching. Not you, not me. But it takes many deaths to get there, which you and I have accomplished that. So what you're speaking about cannot be understood. If someone is listening to this, you have to sit back and be absolutely quiet like this and open your heart, not your ears. Open your body, yourself, your consciousness like this to listen to this, because you cannot understand what we're talking about. And that's okay. You're not supposed to understand. But the fear that you talked about, which is the basic instinct, the fear of the not knowing, it's simply the mind responding to the person you imagine to be. As long as you get rid of the person, you let the self work. And the person, you let it go. The person you imagine to be has fear, not you.
Oh, I love this. This is a great tool.
It's true.
It's
the truth. Is the truth. You cannot put it into different things. The truth is the truth. We have imagined
But I do
to be.
think there's a higher power, which you talk about. Because
Yeah, the higher power, yes.
I help a lot of people, a lot of young entrepreneurs, a lot of entrepreneurs, and people that need help, actually. And lots of them from my family is like, oh, you adopt so many people. I mean, even for Mother's Day, I probably have like 6 texts from other children that are adults now that said, oh, happy Mother's Day, because they're people that I have helped through the years that they consider me like really like a surrogate mother as far as the caring and the fostering. And I do believe that it's a reason, like you just like, I'm just one of those pieces, that vehicle, and I'm there to facilitate a growth in the universe, however they want it to be.
So beautiful.
Honestly, I mean, there's a bigger plan and I'm part of it. And I get great joy from helping. So I think that there's a reason I was put there.
The joy that you're talking about, my dear Elle, is so beautiful on you. It's your perfume. It's your scent like this. The joy you're talking about. You don't need perfume. Eh? This is what is beautiful. You're very beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yes,
you. So
yes.
you're absolutely beautiful yourself.
The essence like this that you have, and the inherent nature is that joy. So you don't have to do anything about it. It's always there like this. It's very beautiful.
I mean, sometimes, my husband says, how do you know all these people? Because I really do. I networks
Yes.
almost. I connect networks. And he said, like, people just come and they do business with you. And one day I said, I think it's because they just trust that I want it for them, that I'm not looking at the dollar, and I'm looking for how to help them. And it's about, genuine caring about the person. And I said, I think that's really why I've been blessed to have the opportunities to work with such incredible people in the world, is that they just have a sense of, they know that my reason for being is pure, that there's
it's
no
very pure. It's very pure. This is the compassion, this is the compassion, which is the true success. You cannot define
compassion. I have a lot of compassion, but compassion comes with a lot of it does come with a little bit of pain. I feel other people's sorrows.
Of course.
I really do.
Yes.
And that's not always my strength. Sometimes I envy my husband for not just being able to compartmentalize everything, and not have that feeling.
No, because there's very few people in the world that are able to be established in the truth. The Sat Chitananda like this. Very few. I've met very few. Very few. So no, never envy, because this is the purpose of all purposes. This is the purpose of being here.
Interesting. The skill
to have
not
this
to feel so
vibration
deeply with when other people.
No, this is not. No. This is the greatest gift. The ultimate gift is to share that divine presence with others. This is the purpose. The doing part after this, what you want to do with it, helping that person or this or that, it's up to you. But this ultimately is the ultimate purpose. So never.
And the purpose is what we live for. I wrote a series I wrote a treatment for a Real Hero series where my children interviewed billionaires, and the purpose was to help, other young entrepreneurs, actually. And I do think that there's a higher, that it's Ogi Jokin, actually, from the United Centers for Peace.
Wow.
Who actually runs all of the United Centers for Peace. He actually was, when, I got a lot of takeaways from each one of these billionaires, unbelievable takeaways about success. But one thing he said, is life is really about purpose. And it stuck. And it was young, many years ago. And I remember thinking, it really is, that's what makes the life go round, is the purpose that we hold.
There's nothing else. What else is there?
Exactly. Really, there isn't. And I mean, of all the information I received about success and wealth and becoming, being successful, I think that was the most poignant. And I said, it came from somebody who wasn't a billionaire, somebody who grew up in Uganda, he carried water before he became the president for the United Centers for Peace.
Of course.
And it just stuck, some things are sticky, and I'm like, purpose, it's about purpose.
Because it's the truth cannot be denied. You can twist it in so many different words and things. It cannot be defined. The truth is truth. It cannot be defined.
Truth is so important. Trust is important, actually. So
Yes.
Carlos Santana, we did his coffee line, and when we were with him, he said, I didn't make it up, but he said, trust is thrust.
Beautiful.
And it is, I felt like I walked away from more with him than I did than we gave him, to be honest. He is such an unbelievable person. Talk about frequency. He just lives on a higher frequency.
Of course.
But he said trust is trust, and he even has like his ex-wife's husband who is his business manager because he trusts him all these years. And I've noticed for the celebrities that we've worked with or spoken to, whether it was Carlos Santana or Katy Perry, they have the same managers, people they've trusted for many, many years. That started with them in their lives. Adam Fell, actually, who's Carlos's music manager as well, been with him since inception, because you can't do business without trust. And you notice it immediately, no matter who you're talking to. If you don't have trust, it's just this wasted negative energy that is not good for, it's a cancer, really. But if you trust somebody, you really do get that thrust, the momentum, and to move forward together.
So beautiful. The trust, I pick back because you're speaking very well, direct. I really like you a lot. I know it's very strange to say that, but I'm transparent like this.
Well, me too. I like you a lot too. I think you're beautiful, and I'm so happy I got to meet you today. The other half of Iraq that you just see what it is. He's very blessed to have you.
Thank you for saying that's very, very kind. The trust, it reminded me what you talk about is absolutely essential, obviously. You can't do anything without, anything of value without trust, especially in the entrepreneurship, in business realm, obviously, which is very difficult to achieve. To find this person that you can trust and vice versa is so difficult, very difficult. And the thing of it is that brings me back to one point, and then you can go. Where trust really is established, you know what I'm going to say already. And this is for everyone who's listening, because this is the key to all success, whatever it is, the key to not success, the key to happiness and freedom like this. This trust, this key, has to somehow be developed and unlocked within your own self. It won't be possible to find it over there if it's not already there. Otherwise, it's going to be just another projection like fear, guilt, and doubt. But trust, being established radically into what you are and knowing who you are, that is very solid. Then from that, you attract. Tell me more.
Well, I agree with you 100%, and one of my sayings is that when we work in business, and a lot of times, I created Elverse and in the combat and the esports, and did some of these, started the first women's combat marketing, sports marketing agency, just because I felt like I was blessed enough to have the network to just do it. I was working with these powerful women anyway, and I selected 2 other powerful women to work with to create the agency, create the first agency, and it really to open up the world for other women, because I really truly believe in this feminine energy and power that comes with it, and if we're blessed, let's use it. But for young entrepreneurs, and I also work with young boys, so many of my esports players are young men that are coming into the world, and they have these ideas. So I do teach them, like, Nike's "just do it" must be one of my favorite sayings, because we as human beings iterate, right? So you have to start. You have this beautiful idea, start. It will change. The universe will help it change. We will help it change. I mean, you'll get information and you'll grow. Your knowledge will grow and you can pivot. But the key is to start. And then I feel like I do teach them that there is an importance to learn how to access capital in order to pitch, so that they can access the capital to keep their dreams alive, you know, because you do need in the world some money to do that. And then picking the right team, and making sure your goals are aligned and you trust the people that are on your team to move in congruence with you, is very important. But I think those are the most, the most things. And then, I can't have to, knowing a little bit about my background, for entrepreneurs, I always say brand it, right? So like your mystical entrepreneurism, I love that. Because I really feel like it speaks, to both pieces of it. And I feel like there's a reason I met you, honestly, Oma. I believe in quantum physics. And I think that there's the people who trust each other, who have this philosophy that they attract other people of a similar nature. There is that quantum element to it. And I don't necessarily understand it. I just know that it exists.
I'm so glad you don't understand it, because if you were to understand, you wouldn't be able to have that conversation. See, because you will go back to the mind and thinking habits, which is the mind is past. That's what all the suffering is. So you would definitely not be who you are if you were to understand it.
Yeah, I want to understand it. Misunderstand me correctly. I do want to understand. It's like I have a need for understanding, but you can't, honestly. Sometimes I feel it. Like I do have this feeling, and it's very hard to express to people that don't have it. My husband understands it after all these years, but his understanding is learned, if that makes sense. It's not, he understands it because he sees that it's right a lot of the times, but intuition isn't something that, and maybe a lot of men don't particularly have this other sense. It's more developed, but I feel like it's really like this feeling. And I said, I can't explain how. He goes, well, how do you know? How do you, I can't put it in, it's not something I can write down, it's just that frequency, you feel it. And you really do feel it strong enough that I can take and make decisions on it on a daily basis.
Beautiful. A simple way to explain it is when they ask, a lot of people ask me, and I'm sure they ask you too, is love and fear cannot coexist, right? Love, intuition, same thing. Love, God, intuition, same thing. So there's this feeling of expansion.
Love that. I love that.
It's very simple to understand this, because everybody can understand. Everybody once in a lifetime maybe fell in love. There is a feeling of expansion that you can't understand. However, when it's fear-based, it's easy to understand how contracted you feel. That's very simple explanation. So therefore, it's easy sometimes to guide somebody through to the path of intuition, how to develop, start sensing, do you feel in expansion in this moment, in this situation, in this experience? Do you feel expanded like this? Do you feel expanded, or do you feel contracted? Okay. That's what I found out. I do the intuitive workshop like this, and this is an easy pathway to open the door to someone who needs to understand. This is easy to understand.
It's such a great description, because that's what I meant with the no coincidence when I went, right? I had been like sick. You feel like I said, I could almost not remember my name. I still remember that feeling because I never felt it. And then you felt like I went with a very open, like I'm here to listen and hear and watch and figure out who I am. And it was so expansive, actually, that moment, that comfort that you feel when you're there for that other higher purpose. And I love the way the word expansion. I would love to attend one of your workshops.
No. You and I are going to do a workshop together, and this is how we're going to do it. You're not going to attend you don't need to attend my workshop.
I would love to do a workshop with you, as a matter of fact. Absolutely.
I
should
think
do
we,
mastermind workshop together. Absolutely. 100%. I think we would do fabulous.
Fire like this. The tantric energy is going to be an explosion. It's ridiculous. Tell me more about your project of now. So we can tell the audience, first of all, where do we get to you? How do we get to you? Do you mentor? You're a speaker, you're an author, you're a mentor. I want you to share, of course, through the journey, your website, all the informations. If you have a book.
I'm writing a book now. It's
Good.
Not ready for just yet. I'm actually writing 2 books. So that is my goal for the end of the year.
Nice.
I'm excited. We'll see how that goes, God willing. But for right now, I'm really working with on marketing for both Ryan Garcia. I'll pray that deal goes through. We're in the process of it. And he is one of the top boxers in the world. And Bud Crawford. And then, of course, somewhat Katy Perry. So those are the projects that we're working on as far as marketing right now. And then I have esports team. So I sit on the board. I've actually been the CSO of the largest the #1 Fortnite team in the world. And I'm working with our top player right now to create a supplement and nutrition brand for all esports players. We want to make sure that it's VADA approved, VADA approved at all levels. So there's no accidental, that we label everything so people know what they're putting in their body, that there are standards for the first time in the supplements and nutrition area. And that's pretty much what I'm doing, to tell you the truth. And occasionally for certain projects, I work with we work with the Dallas Cowboys. I work with a lot of music artists. DJ Afizi, who's here, he's an in-house DJ. He has his own label. We started the first meta music label together. He just took on residency at Dre, and we'll be going on tour with Timberland. So those are fun. It's something. I love music. You talk about frequency and elevation. I love music. I can't imagine. My mother was a concert pianist, and I just can't imagine my world without music. I mean, all the time. My children will tell you, my family, I will sing if it gets too quiet, if there's nothing, and find a rhythm and love to dance. And I probably get that a little bit also from my grandmother and mother. But I just love it. And this is something that makes me happy. And I feel it is an international language. I think music is, and I believe, I'll tell, if my kids have trouble sleeping, even though I'll be listen, I'll send them some music to listen to. And I believe in pink noise and brown noise, and there's different frequencies. When you talk about frequency, that I really feel we're designed to, it makes the mind expand and feel better.
So beautiful.
But everybody can reach me at Elverse, or Elle Ullmann rather. I'm Elle Ullmann on every social media platform, whether it's Instagram or Twitter or Twitch. It's just at Elle Ullmann.
At Elle Ullmann.
And I would love to have you join me, and definitely we will put something together and put something up where we can,
of course,
do an event together.
It's not like you're not busy or anything, girl.
But I do respond to everybody. It may take a week, just so you know. It can take, a week to 10 days before I get back to you, whether it's LinkedIn or there's so many social media platforms right now. But we do go through all of them every week, and I do respond if anybody's looking for help or needs connections.
Perfect.
In the community.
So you have obviously your agency. You have your agency. And how big is your team? I'm just curious.
On my personal team, I have about 12 members.
Oh, wow.
Maybe a little more. I actually just have 2 more people that we're in the process of interviewing right now, but we have a very solid 12 all the time.
Well, 12 is it's got that number, magical, mystical number.
You know, my team was team 33, and it was a very mystical number too.
Yes.
So, right. But it's not, see, this is what I mean. It's kind of like quantum, there's something bigger, because it wasn't by intent, you know, it was, I never ever thought about it when I joined and became an equity owner in it. I never thought about it. I just thought, hey, number one team. I love the person that I was working with and the kids that I was working with. And it happened to be that there was this synergy with, you know, a great number.
So guys, you're listening to this. Elle says again, if that's not a clue, and she said very naturally, she says, I didn't think, I didn't even have an intention. And she said, you say it's okay. I didn't think so naturally. I didn't think, I didn't even have an intention. So this is how powerful the presence, the I am presence really is. This ordained presence, call it, you know, that it does it for you. It seeks you like this, and you just listen to this thing. Okay.
I like that you call it I am presence. I'd like to hear more on that. It's interesting, because it's about being in the moment at this moment.
It's the only
we say that a
reality.
lot. Growing up in film, I grew up in Beverly Hills in the film, around the film industry, and everyone would say, be present, right? And it isn't about tomorrow, and it isn't about yesterday. It's about this moment with you, this very moment.
What else is there?
There's not.
There is no, this is the only reality. There is nothing else. This is it.
So I have a question for you, Oma. How did you get into, how did you get into this? What made you?
Oh, no, you're not going to interview me now. Now, come on, the girl. You are here for you. You are here for you. I was born with no mind. I was born with Sadvik mind. I was born with no thinking. I didn't go to school. I couldn't read, couldn't write. And I had downloaded like this from Birth the Knowledge. So this is a different conversation at a different time. I don't read books. I wrote a book, a best-selling author, and I burned it. I burned all the boats and I burned all the books. I don't have no physical five senses. I'm beyond it. So that's it.
Wow.
I have many stories, but this is not for today. And
well, I would have to ask you what your favorite story is.
Stories is in the mind past. It's burned. I don't remember anything.
Interesting.
I can't remember because this is how present I am here. If you ask me what I did before meeting you, I could ask. I have to ask my children, what day is it today? Yeah.
No, I understand this.
I know you do.
My kids always say, do you not plan? It's like, it's not like that. I mean, the plan in business, but no, is when we plan, I get up and I take them places all the time. They're like, where are we going? I go, I don't know. We're going to figure it out. No. It's just, I mean, I have a kind of idea, but not a plan.
It's like this, because in consciousness, you can see how it's pulled together like this, but you don't touch. You don't get involved with the mind. The mind is the indicator, but for most people in business and in life general, is the dictator. So I say, use the mind as a tool, the indicator like this. Leave it alone though. Don't touch. The mind is the object, and this is what creates all the trouble and the suffering in the world.
Oh, this is a bigger concept, a much bigger concept. It's true.
There's no war outside. We can have
a whole nother conversation based on people who have experienced unbelievable trauma and how their mind has gotten them out of it. And, those who have not have succumbed to that more physical elements. Correct. As opposed to being inside the mind. I think this is such a powerful thought.
I enjoy you so much. I don't even know what to think.
Me neither. I can't wait to meet you in
I have,
person.
I mean, if you're listening to this, this is the power of self. How do you get to meet enlightened beings that comes like this into your life? It is so important to have those being. I don't call them person, because the person is very rare that comes in between. It comes in and out, but what's left, what remains is the light like this pure, like pure consciousness. So beautiful. So if you are seeking, for those who are seeking spirituality, it starts with, I think, really seek someone that you want this thing. You seek someone that has what you want. Associate with it. The power of association. Can you talk about this?
Oh, absolutely. That's in from a business perspective.
Yes.
Like I said, in my world, it seems to be driven by this energy. I just meet people, but in my business world, I actually put them together. That is the power of networks. And we collaborate, the influencer with another person that amplifies both of their brands. Right? The power of both brands and people. And I really build personal brands. So it's about amplifying two human beings' brands in the world and increasing their audiences and bringing the synergies between their audiences together into a business and entrepreneurship, moment where they can actually buy and purchase and increase revenue for each of them, and also increase their influence by the collaboration together. I think it starts, from a young age. I just see people, I see things that fit together. If this makes sense, when I was a young child, I used to dump out literally like 100 puzzles and put them together and mix them up and put them back together. And I'm a very social person. So I love people and their energy and what they do. And I just see all of a sudden, I'll just recognize that this person fits with this and this business fits together with here, and that they have something they can work on together that hopefully is successful, and usually is. I'm just, that's really how I put people in different frequencies together to make a new frequency.
So beautiful. You're have you heard of the term Arcturian?
Oh, and it just not often, but
okay. In the dream reality here, because this is not real, huh? This is dream reality like this. We'll go into it when we work together. Not today.
I feel like I'm going to grow a lot.
No. You're already no growing, no nothing. You are you. This is
expanding. I like the way you say expand, because I feel that that's very harmonious with the universe as such. We are constantly expanding. The universe is constantly expanding, and so are we. And I like that. And that's what I seek to help other people do in their business, right? I really do help to bring in entrepreneurship. I look to build, like I said, brands with athletes, and to, bring them to another level, whether it's a collaboration. But I really like to take an athlete's brand, whether it's esports player or a celebrity, and take their brand and make them partners and actually expand their enterprise and their business in the world. Based on who they are and what they've created in this world, and what, that opportunity, other than just to make it a one-time simple, sponsorship or endorsement, which is nice. And we do that to expand their audience. But then there's that next level where we really try to make them a partner in it, to give them something to move on as they move forward.
So you're creating, which I see, like this, a holographic tapestry.
Absolutely.
And it's very tantric, huh? This is what tantric is. It's very beautiful. So you're creating for this being a tapestry with others like this. And it, emerge and expanding and keeps on giving and expanding like this.
that's the opposite, is to keep giving, right? And to give to people that need it. I mean, I really do feel there are, I mean, people that I think that sometimes they come on hard times, or they don't have a certain, like you said, you didn't go to school or something has happened, but there are these unbelievable opportunities for their skills. And I do try to help people that maybe didn't fit into the box, if that makes sense.
Oh, of course.
And I find it's, like I said, I just see opportunities where they may not, and because I've been blessed to see those opportunities and have them to offer them to people to move forward.
You are very, very gifted. I know you said that before, but I said it. When I say it, it has.
Oh, much different. It feels much better.
No, I say it and it's not words. I say it from a different place. I don't say it from here. Neither from here. I say it from a very different plane.
Yeah, you're such a beautiful person in spirit. I can't wait to read your book. I think you're the best kept secret. Iraq's never, I've never understood the difference.
You're so cute. You're so cute. I fall in love with you immediately. So you defined, okay, you talk to us about your business a little bit. If you like, become some time to be able to share something like this, whatever is coming, because I have no idea. You don't have no idea. That's the magic of this. Put it into existence, or it's very beautiful, this bliss consciousness. And you and I are very tapped into this. I'm very happy with you. Okay. So share what it is that perhaps you are seeing for yourself as an unfolding in your spirit, in your spiritual life. Or perhaps it is something that you are seeking. I don't know, or maybe I do, but I don't say. But maybe you want to share something about you into this, on this higher path that you want to share with the world, because maybe, you teach, right? When you teach, you have no possibility to, to have this moment that you can say something about you. It's important, huh? At home, you don't. I know, because we're mirrors. So maybe today you want to say a piece of something that, like this. This is, I don't know, maybe not. I just let it up to you. You want to, I don't know. And your spiritual path, whatever that is that comes into flourishing in this moment.
Oh, in my spiritual path, that has so much growing to do. And I look to have the opportunity to continue growing in my spiritual path. It has, you have to be blessed to have that opportunity to expand and to enjoy and travel and do things. I would definitely love to go to an ashram in India. That's one of on my journey. But I'd also like to, on a more physical level, help really launch one of these the brands and make sure that it's successful as far as the nutrition and supplement, and helping creating standardized labels and doses for people so that they know what they're putting inside their body, because I do believe what we eat is who we are.
Talk about that.
I think that
what got you to that point in your life?
Oh, probably my dad's a health food nut, actually. I just years of it. Vitamins, so many vitamins. I can tell you, and I mean, there has been iterations over the years. But I think I've always been aware and, reading labels, truth-free and taught to read labels, and what almost everything. He'd say, that's junk. You can't eat that. He'd say, I put that away. And I'd be like, oh, it's just a little bit of sugar.
Yeah.
He's like, it's terrible. So, and you know, we've been in it. We've just been in the business, the space for a long time. I've evolved in that space of nutrition. And I think really this is part of helping us, because the healthier our body is, the healthier our mind is, to be able to expand spiritually and open up and grow, because there's so much grow. You know, I grow every day. Just by meeting people and learning new things and helping. And I really like to be around to do that more.
Beautiful.
You know,
So
empower women. I mean, really, I really believe in this feminine identity, you know, and being able to empower more of that energy, the feminine energy in the universe, and with people in success and businesses, and whether they're engineers or artists. I mean, the creativity, and just bringing them into a community where they can really feel comfortable and want to work together and empower them, you know, create their own teams and communities to become stronger together as a network.
So the body, the temple, yes. The more healthy the temple is, the more access you have to develop your inner gift and unlock your full potential. Yes.
Oh, to give to other people, because if you feel good, right, you have the energy during the day. I mean, for everything you do, to touch so many different objects, you know, both physical and spiritual.
And repeat that because it's so simple, but it's such a key to success. It's so simple, but it's so important. You repeat it again 3 times if you have to, because you know what happened.
You the energy.
Yeah, okay, I'll be quiet. Go.
What you put in your body gives you the energy and the sustenance to help people, both in business and yourself spiritually, and to touch more people. And as long as you're healthy and you feel good, you can do that.
You said the key, magic key again. As long as what?
You are healthy. And you feel good, you can do that. Because you have to, right? You have to feel, right? You have to feel like you want to. It's true. Very good. Thank you.
This is the key. You have to feel. It's so stupid simple, because we tell everybody, oh, do you feel good? We say it like this, but no. If you feel good, you can actually do so much with that.
I worked on a project. In fact, he's here in Miami, and I worked on a project with my son for World Happiness Week. And I just thought it was such a wonderful thing, because everybody needs to be happy. It talks about mental health. It talks about, you know, there's a meditation day. It just is really about things that's important in the world, right? It's about health and happiness. The rest is all beyond. I mean, it supplies all of that. But the purpose of everything else you're doing really is to, you know, to be happy. And you can't, the first line is health and having a roof over your head. And then happiness is next. It's not money. It's not really becoming a billionaire. It's about the quality of life.
So I'm going to challenge you.
I'm ready.
You're so beautiful. I love you. I don't know. It's so weird. I say that out loud. I don't even know. I'm not even thinking at all, but you're so precious. Oh my gosh. I wish you were here with me.
I do too. I heard so much. I was like, I should just have come and done the interview. We should have done it right to the conversation we should have had together, because I think I would love to feel your energy.
You are just like an angel. So you talked about feeling good, and you talked about happiness. This happiness cannot be because of circumstances.
No.
So therefore, if I achieve this thing and I buy this car, I'm going to be happy, and it will be a very temporary happiness.
Absolutely.
How about your nature, which is happiness itself, that you have or don't have like this. Can you imagine, huh? Not having to have or not having to don't have, that you always in your home, which is bliss. This is your nature. So that's all.
I like this. So what makes me happy, you know, is when my children are happy. I think there's a contingency factor. I think this is the one thing that is not because they are of you, right? And because of that, this is my happiness, really, to make sure that they're all, you know, moving in a direction that makes them feel happy. As long as they feel happy, that's my only contingency. I think that I have on my own personal happiness, because I am a people person.
Yes.
And I do care about family and everybody else. But my children are my key, like the real key, like at the core of who I am and what I care about that's external.
Oh, that's very beautiful. Very beautiful. Oof. That you show up like this in your light, you know, today. I had no idea. I don't know. I didn't know. Not anything. I told you know, my partner, I said, no, I don't. Leave me alone. I don't need to. I don't want to know. I've already got there already. I don't need to, you know more. So this is very, very unique. Very, very
so
special.
Different perspective. Like, you speak to me and my being in a very different way. Then I think that, and I could be wrong because I haven't spoken to Eric about it, but I believe that he perceives it maybe a little differently than we connect. I could be wrong, but I think that
No, you are correct. Yeah.
Is based on some different experiences,
of course,
and in different environments.
Yeah, of course. The environment is the mind. You get rid of the mind, it's always perfect like this. Every situation is very, 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 very perfecto.
And he also met me with my other.
So that explains a lot too.
Who is very, like I said, we're very, very different. So in so many ways, as far as when it comes, especially the way we experience the universe.
Wow. Do you and this is you don't have to answer this exactly, but knowing you a little bit like this on the soul level, it feels to me like you are a guru to a lot of people in your life, and at home too. You know, you talked about no coincidence.
So I have to say something in the middle of this. I received a text. So one of those people is named Anton. He's 26 years old. He's from Ukraine. He came here and applied. We met in a film class together 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And he applied here. He's gay, and he couldn't really experience that in Ukraine. But I just have to say, so congratulations. He just got his American citizenship.
Wow.
So let's continue.
Amazing.
But I have to just put that out there in the world because I'm so happy.
I get the chills.
It's just amazing, really. So wow, it's been 5.5 years and it happened.
Congratulations.
One of the people.
Congratulations. He's a beautiful heart. I see him and he's so beautiful.
Thank you very much. I'm like very excited for him. Like,
so as soon as we done, you're gonna call him and celebrate.
I am going to do exactly that. I can be in California with him, and I said you have to come immediately when I know. And I just received the text saying that he had passed. And,
amazing, so beautiful. I well, this is a 2-second thing because I don't talk about myself, but this is to relate to this. I came to this country with $50 in my pocket, didn't speak any English. I had a guitar on my back. $50 in my pocket, didn't speak English, didn't know anyone. And I was on the street of Los Angeles, illegal, immigrant, homeless. And Never once I was feared, and I had no lack of like this. I knew everything. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, difficult. So I understand when you said he achieved this thing. Wow. It's
It was a
very
wow.
big. It's a big deal.
It was the first time. It was also the first time in his 20s too that I was there, and he said, hey, like he had not really done anything with the fact he was homosexual in the Ukraine, and he told his mother, he's an only child, told his mother from here on Zoom, after we'd gone through classes, and he was feeling a little more confident about it. So I really feel like they've been there for part of this process and this, growing up.
You change a lot of people's lives. You change a lot of, you have the impact to put light into people's life like this. Incredible.
But you bring it back, I always feel like it comes back to me so many times, even as I get older, like I have a kid that worked for me, as a marketing director, and now has an unbelievable like head of marketing for Trustpilot. But he comes back and like, I didn't know how to fly the drone, but he comes over and he talks to me, and they text me, and he's like, hey, I'll come over and teach you how to fly that drone. And he did. Like, we learned to fly like the drone. He taught me how to do it. And that's just being blessed. And I get, like I said, because it comes back. They become part of your world.
So delicious, so yummy, so delicious what you speak about and who you are. It's so delicious. You are so delicious.
Thank you so much. It really is. It's such a pleasure. I think you're delicious. People, meeting, it's about people. I think you understand that, right? It's about, and that's what makes my world everything, the value in people. I said, I think I could be homeless, and if I had the right people, I'd be happy. We'd be outside. It's fun. That's all that matters. That's the important people are with you in the world.
I often say I don't collect objects. I have nothing. I don't want to have really any. If I have something, I have very nice things, but I borrow. I don't attach nothing. And I tell people, I say, no, I only collect people. I don't collect objects.
Me too. So my children's like, you collect. My husband says the same thing. You collect people. Not intentionally, just because, she's like everybody. And I was like, I had someone, I left this weekend. I said, oh my God, I said, Praise just landed in Miami. I told her she could stay with us. And my kids were like, what? I'm like, oh, of course. I said, she needs a place to stay. Said,
yes.
That's just natural to me, this is the way the world works. And it doesn't matter. And I said, everybody or someone was calling to tell me, they had broken up with somebody, and it was like, they were just devastated, and they were in love with them. And I was like, why do you spend so much time? I said, because they're friends and people.
You and I drive everybody crazy. Because I go to the grocery store and I come back 6 hours later because I stay because of, what it is that we're doing. And everybody's like, what do you do? What is wrong with you?
All the time. The difference in personality. My husband's Norwegian, I'm telling you, seriously, it's different.
Mm-hmm. Now, were you born in a state?
Oh, I was born in California.
California, okay, yeah. For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the film industry, you were in the film industry. You said your parents.
I really grew up around. I went to a film industry school. My best friends were child actresses.
Got it.
And Ozzie and Harriet took me to ballet class at Lachines in Beverly Hills, and really, and I think back at it, it's crazy. Like I'd go home with Tracy and Ricky Nelson. We played the guitar on the sofa. Well, we practiced our Listerine and toothpaste commercials, for class. Seriously, we're standing on the coffee table, and they had, she had a lot of pet mice and horses, and I actually had a pet monkey and 2 pet gorillas growing up. A very different world than someone who grew up in a very conservative background, in Europe is accustomed to.
Wow.
But it really shaped my thinking, I suppose, really and I credit my father a lot for that. My mother differently, but just to think, I have to think, when you say think different, the Apple, he understood it. Steve Jobs got it. It was like, it is to think different. And I still maintain that, even though I've been married for 33 years, as you talk about. And there is an influence of, more structure into thinking. But there aren't. The rule, you define your
Mhm.
existence,
Wow.
right? And you can't, and as I move, get older in life, I feel it's more, maybe back to the way I was when I was 18 or 19. I feel like
Oh,
we
wow.
define who we are, and this is it. To live our life the way we want to be and feel, because
Oh, wow.
we can't let other people influence. I mean, why live a life that you didn't want to live when you have a choice?
Oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. You know, you are free. You've always been free. This is,
I am very free spirit.
yes, and I love you for that very much. I love that
For
you,
good or bad, it's not all good. You know, people, it's very frustrating to those who
yes,
love us.
yes. We can't really be contained and defined. This is who we are. We're always free like this.
And I feel like maybe, you know, I did meet my husband in order to make sure that I stayed safe in this world, because I don't know if I would have stayed as safe.
You've been blessed. You have everything that you need, and you've been taken care of by divine order. This is what it is. You have been taken care of with the divine orchestration, like this is taking care of you.
I believe that, you know,
Of
it's a
course.
crazy story, it's a story, but really, I believe,
Mm.
with all the differences, and Lord knows there's differences. I met my husband in a dream, and I've said that when I was about 12.
Mm.
And it's crazy story. There's only like 2 or 3 dreams I really, really vividly remember.
Mm.
And then I met
Wow.
him in the 20s.
So you met him, you met him into the state of a dream, because that was not a dream. There's lucid dreams, and then there's a state of dream that you can go into a different time zone.
I believe this too. It's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. I
Yes,
so
of
much
course.
believe in this other time
Yeah, good girl.
zone.
Yes,
And I
yes.
have many questions about it.
Mhm.
Again, don't fully understand it, but
Mhm.
am aware that there is something.
Yeah. One day, you and I, we spend many hours together, and we
Oh, I hope this is the beginning of
very beautiful, very, very happy.
Thank you so much for the interview. I was
Oh,
really a gift to meet you, and I do believe there's a reason
of course.
that I met you. This is just the beginning of it.
Yes.
And we will.
Tell to I know you got to celebrate with this beautiful friend, okay, that had a win. So you have to go. Listen, what do you want to tell the audience as a final note for, let's say, someone who's listening, who's has, you know, trauma and feels like is stuck to move on, to really build something in this life, you know, a new entrepreneur, but he has fear, is trauma, and now he doesn't really know how to behave into this, how to move on from that, how to, you know, to unlock this pain.
So the pain, there's a couple of things that are your signature of me, and one is my team. My 2 of my 3 children were on Team USA, and one of the coaches always said, "Go until failure," and it's just your own personal failure. If you hit this trauma, you're learning, and you know the harder the failure, the more you learn, and hopefully you learn quickly. But it is your growth in order to succeed. You must continue, and it doesn't just mean that if you're going to failure, you're going to your personal best. You're maximizing who you are, and then you're going to get up and do it again. And you're going to go into failure the next time until you maximize it as you see your performance increase. So they will do better. And the one thing I say is success is a series of successful days. Who I credit to a childhood friend that I grew up at my college roommate. And it really is. It means it's about consistency. And the more days you have that are successful versus failure will push you into the success zone. So it doesn't matter whether there are deals that you get through or whether you're on a diet. If you eat more successfully more days than you don't, you will succeed. And it is just the same thing in racing, almost any type of racing. If you're consistently better most days, you will rise to the top. So I say really success is a series of successful days. And there's, I think that's maybe most of the main thing. And rely on yourself, trust yourself. You would be your first protocol. Call a friend, call family, but trust yourself and try to solve it first, because you'll benefit a lot by doing that.
Is this wisdom will be part of your book?
It will be part of one of the books.
Good answer.
The other one is it's actually called What I Wish My Mother Told Me.
Wow. Is that powerful?
So that's
Wow.
that's a more personal note, and for
Yes.
really to give back. It's a memoir to my children, to the people in the universe who need just all the things that I've learned.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul. Beautiful. Wow.
And from my branding perspective, the second book is called Monetize You. And when you said the power of you, I was like, the power of you. You said the power of something. Well, I like the power of you better, actually.
Power of you. Yeah, power of you. Yeah, of course.
And I think that's probably the better title. Now that when you actually said something that triggered, that changed me.
Yeah, go for it. Power of you. There is the vibration that is very precise, pristine. It's like this. The rip, it drills. Dun, da, da. It's got a rhythm.
It's about, you said it's about your mind, and it is about your mind, and not being able to recover and to think and problem solve. And it just really, you believe in yourself, because you can do it. We have
So
unbelievable mind. And you do not need to go to school. The most successful people I know in the world that are billionaires, out of the like 15 people we interviewed, 7 or 8 did not go to school. Just so you know, and they were billionaires.
Yeah, no, I work with billionaires. I don't touch books. I don't touch nothing. Don't touch me, and don't let me touch nothing. Leave me alone. I know where everything is, and I draw and I draw and I get the Akashic records like this. I go to a place, I have all the knowledge that you can possibly imagine.
Well, thank you so much, Oma, for making my day better.
You are amazing.
Wonderful to my day, and I appreciate it. And I'm looking so much forward to hearing your interview or our meeting.
Yeah, our conversation. Love and light.
Oh yeah.
Be blessed, and keep on blessing, showering others with your love and light and wisdom that you have. Wow. And I am very, very, very grateful. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, I'm so gracious. I'm so grateful I met you. And I do believe that, like I said, I believe there was a reason. So I look forward to seeing you again, Oma. Thank you.
I trust that you really enjoy this transmission. Really beautiful, not even a conversation, it's like I try my best not to be caught in words, because often words interfere with the wisdom that needs to be revealed like this. So I try not to emphasize in word. I mean, I try my best to really be here in the now, in the knowing that you are there listening. So I'm very aware of that. I want to make sure that you understand how it works when somebody works in the intuitive way. I just try not to just, bounce words like this around the walls, just so talking like this, but really in the aspect of who's listening, how you're going to receive this listening, and what you're going to do with it. Otherwise, why would you listen to this podcast if it's not going to help you to get what you want? whether it is physically, spiritually, mentally, all in the above. You're going to take something and then you're going to leave what doesn't serve you. So, which I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Take what you need. Okay. So this episode with Elle was very intuitive. Actually, solamente intuitive like this. Very beautiful. Whew. So the outcome, the wisdom, no coincidence. If you look at your life and business around what you creating, your reality, let's say, whether it is in personal way or, in the world, you're creating a business, look at it and you'll notice how every transition in your life has been ordained to take you to one door, and that door take you to another. But look at it like this: there's a divine orchestration that's working in the background for you. But this is the wisdom through the show like this, that the conversation we had with Elle, that there is no coincidence and there is a reason for absolutely everything. So why would you interfere with that? Why would you take so much energy to confront this path of liberation? So what it is that is confronting like this is the ego, the arrogance, to think that you're in control of something which you are not. So the wisdom that came through, she says very clearly, trust yourself. Trust the self. So I changed the yourself for the self, higher self, I mean. Because she really talks about that without saying higher self, but that's what came through, no? And don't avoid pain. When you are taking action, you obviously know, because you've experienced it already, failure. Anything that you're going to try in this life, in this existence, it's going to show you something, rather you call it failure or success. But when you trust the process, it is no longer a failure that has that bad taste in your mouth. It becomes a teaching within itself. So how do you overcome the pain of failing? She says, by not avoiding the pain, and also the consistency of having, little successes, having repetition success, being consistent in those little leap of faith, leap of success. And success, it's a series like this of experiences. And this is what you want to hang on to. And so the more you shift your consciousness towards a gratitude, let's say, gratitude, it will drift you towards a different vibe, which is really going to become the law of attraction, right? And so I trust that you enjoyed this episode with Elle and myself. Again, Oma with the Mystical Mavericks, and this is your journey. This is your journey. Therefore, you don't have to compare. You are you. You want to develop that sense of knowing what you are, where you come from. And so with this will come this self-confidence. We know that without self-confidence, it's very difficult to create something in this world. So, but take action. And a lot of time we take action and then confidence comes because when you take action, something just like this happen, and then it gives you the self-confidence to do more. So you start, but you are the key to that success, to that story. So I leave you with that. Always love light. Many hugs. I will connect soon. Enjoy this moment. Don't go too much ahead in the future. Definitely don't look in the past. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. Love, light, many, many blessings. Namaste.
You have just listened to another enlightening episode of Mystical Mavericks. Please visit mysticalmavericks.com for additional resources and to learn more about our mentorship, giveaways, and gatherings. Be sure to subscribe and share so you don't miss the next episode of Mystical Mavericks.